Chapter 29. Essential tips for spiritual practitioners that can help along the way. The first advice: leave the deeply sleeping children alone. Let them sleep in their dreams, playing wars for sand in the sandbox, making peace with the size of their egos. Leave them all alone. Find a place on this planet where the crazy sleep of sleeping children will not reach and somehow can disturb you. Anticipate from the news madness in the form of wars in the neighboring lands and move to a peaceful country away from people who are just sleeping children to you. The second advice: when you come to a quiet place far away from children's crazy dreams, doing it to merge with yourself as one, arriving in a calm meditative bliss. The third advice: in order not to disturb the stay in a quiet bliss, do not take in your new place except for a phone and a card with money, nothing else. Let the modest dwelling and silence you fully satisfy. The fourth advice: be content with little, having set for yourself a minimum of priorities for the rest of your life. It can be such priorities as to finish the unity with yourself as one and to share what you have achieved with those who are already awake and ready to hear. Other priorities are irrelevant on planets with deep sleep of the general mass of sleeping children. Tip 5. When sharing what you have achieved with children who are awakening, explain the beginning to them with an example from their dream. An example could be this: imagine that a child is asleep and he dreams of a sandpit. He's alone in this sandpit. He gets bored playing with himself and he decides to surround the sandpit with 1,000 mirrors. When he sometimes breaks away from the game and looks around, he sees thousands of his reflections playing nearby. The game becomes not so boring. Time passes and the child's mind forgets that in mirrors only his reflections. He begins to scare himself in the mirror, and there comes a time when the child kills his reflection in the mirror by breaking the mirror. The voice inside the child says the following for this action: don't worry, think up a self-consolation and call it prayer, and the next time you want to kill someone in the mirror, do it quickly and run to the house to pray. And further, learn to kill so that during this action you don't stop praying at all. And you won't have to run to the house. That's what half-crazy children in their playful dreams think. They still can understand that there is no second in this eternity as a play sandbox. And for suicide of yourself in any of your infinite reflections, you will get punishment from yourself alone. This punishment says so. All killed their reflections for the sake of their own ego game, are a suicide, and are punished by even greater depth of sleep in future incarnations, to complete self-dissolution in their own madness of the lower hell. If the murder of any of its infinite images from the plant world to the animal world occurred for the sake of sustenance and maintenance of the harmony of life, such murder doesn't carry aggravation of the depth of sleep with accelerated dissolution from its eternity. Therefore, sleeping children, having concluded a contract with their conscience as the supreme justice in themselves alone, think that if I, a couple of tens of incarnations, will arrive dictator and fuck myself in the mirror for all that I can, and then I will pray for my own suicide in myself, such thoughts are called self-deception and fooling myself by court magicians. I will have to correct my dream, which means to stop committing suicide. There is only one helper here. I fell asleep in the dream of a pervert. I will save myself from my own ego to the heavens and from the mountain of corpses from each incarnation. Waking up from the dream of perverted suicide, only this action as a prayer will save a deeply sleeping half-crazy child, ask yourself, who will let me wake up and save myself? Because you have made your inner circle of reflections into half-crazy sleeping children, taking them all with you to your hell. Like this, the eternal God, fallen asleep in crazy dreams, becomes a crazy child, ending his eternity in one of his endless images in hell, dissolving himself as one, not letting the uncleanness in yourself to breed. Therefore, the advice to sleeping children is this: stop listening to the quirk crazy sorcerers and deeply sleeping religious figures. They always do not care about you. Living with your own mind, and you will be saved by it, awakening to the one and only self. Stop being a tree, finally becoming a paradise garden of the one and only self. The sixth advice is to water yourself with love in the image of the universal paradise garden. Do not fall asleep deeply anymore, because the sleep of life is a draught from the rain of love, with which you water yourself in the image of the universal garden. Sleep will bring you to the state of a dry tree, which will again suffer and pervert itself and its reflections. Therefore, do not stop watering yourself with the rain of love. Then your soul tree will not wither and will not gather in the community of dry forest of souls, ready to destroy all life on the planet. The seventh advice is to take care of yourself as one in all your infinite reflections, because you will have no other self. Love for yourself as one will correct and harmonize the laws in your dream of life. The eighth advice is to become one. Awaken your reflections as they are ready, thereby increasing the harmony and love in your unity, arriving in eternal calm bliss. Consciousness of your unity, bad crazy dreams will no longer touch you. You will regain the name of God of eternity.